What does our goat Gachasmack have to say about the Gacha community and why he was gone? Hopefully nothing bad.
Alrighty, I think we are live. Let me go ahead and put my phone back in my pocket. Does it still have the auto tracking? Okay. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another video by yours truly. I may sound a little bit out of breath, and that's because I'm sick. I got like the worst luck possible right before vacation. Got a little sick, and I was like, I'm not canceling the trip.
I hope it's not COVID, bro. Like, have you guys seen how COVID is back? Like, COVID is bad. COVID is back with a vengeance, bro. I mean, to be fair, COVID was never gone. We just pretended it was gone. But there's been like a lot of people getting sick, like in India and stuff. It's pretty bad. So gotta be careful. Stay safe, boys and girls. Stay
Fuck
safe.
that. Me and Bubs need this trip just for a little bit of R&R before we have our son, which is literally, dude, 3 weeks away, guys.
Mom
A
props.
little more than 3 weeks away. So it was like the idea of it was just to get out of the house, do a little R&R. Hopefully Bubs feels like she can forget about responsibilities for a bit, and then I got sick. And don't get me wrong, it was still nice. I love hotels. They got so many cool amenities, so many luxuries that you don't experience at home. So it gives you that nice feeling, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I wanted to give one of these videos to you guys when we were over there. I wanted to like show you the whole like resort and stuff, but I was just like feeling like shit, and so I didn't. In fact, even right now, I'm feeling like ass. But I was like, you know what? I'm going on a walk, bro. I'm not trying to like sit in the goddamn house all day.
Bruh, I actually need to go on walks, like straight up. Like, not even much. I just want to go outside and walk for like half an hour and come back. I really need to. Like, I need to. It's like very light exercise, but dude, it makes all the difference. I really have to do it, like straight up. I think when I move apartment, I might get a treadmill or something so I can just watch anime and do exercise at the same time. That's the only problem. If I go outside, I'm just freaking bored, man. I'm just bored. But if I have a treadmill, I just walk in my apartment and watch TV at the same time. Oh, now we're just winning. Now we're absolutely winning.
I've already been doing that. And so here we are. I might have shingles.
What
We're going to
shingles?
have a doctor visit tomorrow, but based on the symptoms, I have a freaking rash wrapped around my
Oh, okay.
torso. I've never had shingles a day in my life. And so I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'm just like, why do I, it's invisible too. You can't even see it. And so I'm sitting here wondering, well, if I go to the doctor tomorrow, chances are I probably have, I guess, what shingles is. And on top of that, I had a insane headache in my eyeballs. I took amoxicillin after doing a urgent care visit while we were out on vacation. It knocked that out, but I'm still dealing with the rash on the side of my torso. It hasn't gone anywhere. And the urgent care later told me, she was like, I'll give you the antibiotic, but I don't think it's going to fix the other problem. You're probably going
Oh,
to want to go and visit a general physician when you get back to Houston and see if maybe it's something more serious. And after we did a little bit of experimenting on the internet, AI is insane these days. Told him my symptoms. I have a bit of abdominal pain as well when I have any impact. And it said, chances are you might have shingles. So we'll find out tomorrow. If that's the case, well, that's going to suck because I got a lot of work to get done over the next few weeks before we have our kid. I also have a lot of contractual obligations for sponsors coming up next week. And once again, we're having a
yeah,
kid
for it
next
to
week. I mean,
restart,
I'm
I
sorry,
think.
next month. So it's just like, holy hell. But I mean, I'm the type of person, I just put my head down, grit my teeth, and bear it. I'll be fine. But what I wanted
Wiggly,
to
Papa
talk
Smack.
to you guys about today is, well, I wanted to catch you guys up on why I've been gone, but I also wanted to talk to you about the state of the gotcha space. You know what's crazy? For the past like 4 to 6 weeks, I haven't watched another content creator's content. I realized I was becoming a bit too invested in other people's opinions, too invested in other people's business, you know? And I think these are two.
I think that's fair enough, and I think a lot of people are still too invested. So it's kind of nice to see that like he's kind of disconnecting from that. Like it's actually like really annoying to see what's going on with like all the big gacha streamers, I guess, and the big gacha CCs. Like they're always at each other's throats and just getting mad over the dumbest shit, bro. It's like, oh, you enjoyed that patch? How dare you enjoy that patch? That patch is garbage. It's like, man, just leave people have their own opinion. It's not a big deal. I feel like I don't know why. It feels like I don't know. It's so weird because like sometimes they feel like friends and sometimes they just shit on each other all the time. It just creates drama, and I feel like it fosters like bad communities because like when the two people have beef and then they like fix things, the communities don't fix things between each other and they keep like hating each other more and more. And then like there's just like a horrendous like wave of toxicity that just permeates everything. It's just bad.
Symptoms of being chronically online. Which that's not something I'm even capable of doing, to be honest, or have the luxury of doing. There's a lot of responsibilities that are occurring on the day-to-day basis. Hello, how you doing, hon? And if somebody like me can start experiencing them symptoms, I barely have any goddamn time. I got so many things I got to do, you know? Imagine people who don't have as many responsibilities, or people who are in the same situation as me, and they're still finding time to worry about other people's opinions, to worry about other people's business.
Yep.
It's unhealthy. And it starts to eventually put you in a state of mind where you're prioritizing things that aren't that serious and making them more serious. And I think this is the root cause. I think this is the root problem of the gacha space.
I think so. I think it's kind of crazy because you know, it's kind of like people who don't have problem and they create problems and things to be mad about when there's really no reason to be mad about. And let's be real, yeah, like you're probably not going to be changing people's opinion online, like straight up, because like you can't have a conversation that's productive with someone that doesn't want to change your opinion or doesn't care about what you have to say. So at that point, just give up, just let it be. Let other people have other opinions. It's fine, as long as they're not like causing issues or like attacking you or like being hurtful or anything. It's really like it's just a nothing burger basically, and it's so tiresome to see people like insulting each other and like bullying and that kind of shit just because people think differently, right? I don't know. It's
more
just lame.
so.
Like the whole Kurobot versus Hoyo Shield is just so tiring, straight up.
It's probably 50-50. I was going to say more so on the creator side than it is on the community side. But to be honest with you, it's about 50-50, man, to be honest. And like the thing that's crazy about it is I'm sitting here watching all these things unfold. And keep in mind, I don't watch anybody's content anymore. Only way I'm knowing about it is on Twitter. It's like I follow all my peers on Twitter, most of them at least, and I will see all of it leaking over to there. And I'm like, damn, how does this keep happening? I genuinely think that when you spend all day watching people online from a viewer's perspective, let's address that first before we address the content creator's perspective. First of all, you're going to get overly invested in that atmosphere, but you're also going to get something that is it's not realistic. And I'll explain that in a bit. You get all angles of people's perspectives because of the technology we have today, known as streaming and content creation. You're able to go into one streamer's chat, get their perspectives on a particular topic, and then you're able to go into another streamer's chat and literally do this all. And you guys, like some of y'all just don't fucking do anything else. So you get so many different perspectives, and then you find the ones that clash. And then you go into a streamer's chat and you say, well, so-and-so said this.
People
and then the streamer,
bro.
They fall for it.
Yeah.
Hell, I've fallen for it, and I'm really good at shutting you motherfuckers down, right? And so the problem with that is, if you ask yourself, why am I so invested in all of this? You know,
I mean, it's straight up just being parasocial, right? It's just like if you spend all your time just doing that, you get invested in people's relationships and like opinion. And I think there's like some amount of like wanting your opinion to be like reinforced by people online that you like and stuff like that. And so when you see someone that doesn't agree with you, and by extension, the people that you like that also have the same opinion as you kind of like want that guy that can contact the other one to like tell him what's what and whatnot. It's just ridiculous. And then like people trying to like insert themselves in the relationships of like different CCs and instigate drama by being like, oh, do you know what he said? He said you're dumb and whatnot. It's just, bruh, it's so unhealthy and it helps no one. It just creates more drama. But at the end of the day, a lot of people just want drama. That's what they straight up enjoy and this thrives on. Because I think like so many people have so little issues in their life, they do enjoy like the conflict. Like, a lot of people just like chaos.
Like, because none of it is actually problematic, actually. Like, we're just talking about video games. That's the chronically online symptom I was telling you, though. When you start to practice spending all day online, well, that's why you think it's such a big deal. That's why you want to constantly involve yourself in it. You're overly fucking invested. You are literally too locked in. That's the best way to put it. And so that's the viewer, right? But the content creator is even worse. I dare say, and that's why I was trying to like debate it earlier, I dare say the content creator is worse than the viewer, because the content creator spends, first of all day running the business. That's just what it demands in this space. And then once they're done working, they lock in again and they start watching other people's business. And that's just weird, man. That's weird behavior. And I feel like that behavior only exists because you're chronically fucking online. It's like, you guys got to understand, if you want all this weird behavior to end, you want this perpetual cycle of constant contentious discussions occurring, if you want it to simmer down, at least, I don't think it'll ever end just because of the nature of the business.
I think the problem with like CCs, or like one of the problems that arises from being a content creator, is that there's definitely an incentive to actually like be in other people's business, especially if you're like, you know, if you do a lot of React content. Hi. Because, well, it's content, right? Straight up. So like by reacting to other people's opinion and agreeing or disagreeing with them and all of that, that straight up is your video and your revenue. So if you don't do those things, then suddenly, well, you have to do other kinds of videos. So I think with the way things are and how like React content is so prevalent, especially in the I'm speaking specifically of gacha CCs, right? I think that's why people end up being so in other people's business all the time. And because of that, well, you get to see 10 different opinions of one single videos, and there's always going to be people that disagree. And so then there's going to be a reaction to that reaction, another reaction to that reaction. And at the end of the day, I feel like the first message gets lost kind of in all the sauce, and there just becomes like conflictual moments that really makes no sense. And sometimes the worst part is just like when people get tunnel visioned in a single thing that the other CC said, and they get mad about that, even though they just like misconstrued something or didn't listen to the entire point. It's just a bit unfortunate.
But y'all need to lock out. You niggas need to get out the huddle, bro. All right? You are in the huddle too much. And y'all aren't even in the huddle to like be on the same team. You're in the huddle and watching the other person to see what their next move is or what they're doing or what they're thinking. You're overly invested in business that isn't yours. You're overly invested in opinions that aren't yours. And then your community doubles down on that. And this is what creates that cycle of toxicity and high school female drama. I'm not even gonna say male drama, because only women did this shit in high school, bro. Where, you know what? Maybe men did it too. I'm not quite sure, bro. But it's like, I'm seeing things that are happening.
I've seen both
and
sides
I'm like,
doing the same thing.
Man, I used to kind of deal with that shit in high school and in my early 20s because I was so worried about.
It's kind of crazy because I have a friend who's like 24, and they have to go, like, they're doing like advanced education, but the program that she's doing is actually in a high school, and she's actually older than most people in the class. And like every time she tells me about like, and then this person said that but didn't include me, and I felt bad. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god, this is such a non-issue. It's like, whatever, move on, it's fine. Why do you care if they didn't include you? It's like, yeah, maybe next time they will, or maybe just like, ask them out or something. It's not a problem. And it's so sad because it's literally, this person said that and I felt hurt or I didn't agree with it. And then I had talked to my friend and they said that they were on my side. And it's just like, my God, this is literally just Twitter. This is just Twitter and CC drama.
What everybody else was doing as they were worried about what the fuck I was doing. And it was like this constant, I don't know, ego stroke. It's like, at what point are you guys going to be accountable to yourselves and go, that's just none of my business? Oh, I see how that unfolded. I stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Why do I care so much about that guy's opinion? That's fine. Like, when you see somebody give a bad take, you know what I do? I just go, damn, that was a shit take. All right, anyways, I'm not gonna, I mean, to each his own, that's his community. If they can't acknowledge that the take is shit, then I guess he's got the right target audience. But for me, all I'm gonna do is continue to cover content on the game, criticize it, talk about the game's good positives, talk about the things that I think are interesting. But I got to make sure I'm not stepping on people's toes. Now, at some point, you're going to step on people's toes just because, once again, you're sharing a perspective that naturally, inherently just goes against what the hell they're saying. But this is where the problem comes in. And I'm trying to...
I think it's just people need to learn not to escalate the issue all the time. I feel like that's the biggest problem. Like, instead of being like, oh, I disagree with you and you are, like, a stupid asshole, it's just like, I don't agree with you. But it's fine. You can have your own opinion. And then the other person, instead of going like, how dare you disagree with me? I'm the voice of reason. I'm the only gacha streamer that should be blah, blah, blah. You should just say like, oh, okay, fair enough. The end. But there's always an escalation. And I don't know if it's just because of the ego of the content creator or if it's because like there's always some form of instigating from the communities. But it just never ends on a happy note or where it should, as just is, okay, fair enough, we can just agree to disagree.
Make sure I articulate this perfectly. Insecurity and projection is a very prevalent quality that exists in our space amongst content creators.
I mean, it's the
internet.
And
it's because y'all keep watching everybody else's opinion. And then that causes you, that's chronically online person, to overly invest into that opinion that is going against yours, or overly invest into their business that isn't yours, because the community thinks it's a problem more than what it actually is. And you now believe it's a problem more than what it actually is. And what happens is a clash occurs naturally because the other person is going, what the hell? Why is this person talking about my content in a negative manner? And that's honestly, bro, that's their prerogative. It's like you can't, because every time you do that, you're attacking their rapport that they've built up, their credibility that they've built up with their community. Regardless if it's a bad take or whatever, their community is on the same wavelength as them. And it's not our responsibility to make sure like everybody is thinking the same thing we're thinking. That's just not how the world functions. Maybe one day though, the people who are watching that creator that's, I don't know, possibly making a bad take, they'll wake up and be like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, man. This ain't it. And it's that simple. Just stop watching and go watch somebody else. There's no need for people to be in this space nosy as you motherfuckers is being. It's so unnecessary and it's so toxic. And it's never gonna remedy the space, like ever.
I think there's a lot of hate watching too.
So my suggestion to you guys, and this is just a suggestion, man, stop paying attention to other people's opinions for at least a month and see how much of a difference that is.
Yeah, just a tryout
Stop
period.
watching other content creators for a whole ass month. Stop hopping in the streams. Stop watching their fucking content. I'm talking to the content creators right now, right? I think you guys need to stop being so engaged in content creation, which is going to take...
Naturally, imagine seeing a 30-year-old with Nezuka hat walking across talking about drama over games about gambling for anyone. Yeah, but that's the beauty of it. It's beautiful. I love it. I was like, hell yeah, my
A hit
man.
for viewership for all of us. But you know what? I think it would improve the space overall. I really do, because everybody's mentals will be fucking on a moderate level, and that's another problem. I think you guys have taken yourselves outside of the realms of moderation, and because of that, you're in a toxic environment of being locked in 24/7, right? And so that's something you have to do. Stop watching every goddamn content creator 24/7.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think personally, what I've been doing is just like stuff I don't like. I like watching people's opinion, but as soon as it devolves into drama, I just don't watch the video straight up. Like sometimes I like watching like Tekton's videos or Gachasmack videos or like Brax videos, Poki's videos every now and then, right? But like when they're talking about each other's opinion, I just skip the video. I just straight up do, because I think like it's not as interesting. It just becomes like a weird contest or whatever. And I think like a lot of people just watch absolutely everything all the time, and it's just kind of bad, right? It's bad for everyone.
Literally touch some grass or do things that are pertinent to your life, right? Do it for a fucking month, bro. Watch the difference. Seriously, watch the difference. You're gonna be like, damn, yeah, I was too locked in. You know what I mean? None of this shit actually matters. Like, what the hell? And it's crazy how scary that is, because as somebody like me who lives a life of responsibility, there's no cap. I'm a man of responsibilities. I'm a man of vision, and I'm constantly working on goals all the time. And even my ass was going down the slippery slope of being chronically online, so like, it is easy, and nobody is an exception to this shit. And especially when you're getting paid for it. So that's what I suggest, man. And I think if you guys continue to pocket watch each other, business watch each other, and you're always worried about what so-and-so is saying, and you're always worried about who's doing what, bro, you are setting yourself up, straight up dead ass, to not actually live life, but to survive life.
Yeah,
Because at this point, all your time is just allocated towards the internet. And I want to end off with,
I mean, the problem is that like most people nowadays, especially on the internet and social medias and like stuff like that, they are literally just living online. That's just how it is, right? It's hard to tell someone that just lives online to stop living online. And I think the things like for content creators specifically, yes, it's their job. So, of course, like the more they do those kind of things, the more their financial situation will improve. So, it's really understandable for people in that position to really like kind of lose touch of what's really important. But I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like at the end of the day, if that's what I want to do, I think it's fine. But I just think it's like they have to be wary of like potentially the consequences for like their mental and stuff like that, and what kind of community it's going to manifest in a sense. For viewers themselves, I don't know. I think sadly there's not really changing what people do online. Like most people that are online and follow social media and drama between people, this is literally all they do, and they do it for whatever reason, maybe just to escape reality and whatnot. And this is their, what gives them the kick they need. And yeah, but sadly I don't know if that's it is much to fix that, right? Like online, there's so much like mental health issues, especially with social medias. I think social media is just terrible. It's just should not be here.
it's not realistic to acquire the information you're acquiring. In real life, I don't know every waking thought of somebody's opinion on a perspective. Me and my friends, if they're talking about me in a venting manner to another friend, I don't even know that's happening. You know what I'm saying? If they are having a certain opinion on me that is putting me in a bad light, I don't even know that's happening. I'm not able to acquire the information that we can acquire today on the internet. I look at the internet as a fucking matrix. Straight up. I don't know what the hell Andrew Tate is on about the Matrix.
Yeah, it's really right about that. Is that like today, like everyone always say exactly what's on their mind, especially like streamers and people on Twitter and stuff. And so everything is out there and causes a lot of problem. Meanwhile, like renting about your friend to another friend is kind of healthy because you talk about like what's like disappointed you or annoyed you, and you get to talk about it, and that person can support you. And then if you feel like there's a need after having taken all of that out and talked it out with your friends and people you're close to that you decide to share with, then you can decide if this is really a problem. Was it just a thing of the moment? Do you need to address the issue with the friend that you vented about? And then you can resolve all of that naturally. You can unravel all of the tension, right? But the problem with online is that when you're streaming, you are going to vent right away. You're going to say all of that in an incredibly public manner. And that stays online forever. And so obviously the people that you talk about are going to hear about it. And it's going to create problem when you didn't even have time to maybe sit on the issue and really like consider it, talk about other people, have their advice being input and all of that. And I think that's why it's so direct and constant, that everything is out there constantly and everything gets like multiplied by potential outrage and drama and all of that. And it just makes a mountain out of anthill. Is that a hill out of anthill? I don't know what it's called, the expression. Basically, things get blown out of proportion for no reason.
For me, the internet is the matrix, because on the internet, you're able to do shit you can't do in real life. You're able to acquire information you can't acquire in real life. You're sitting there watching a content creator's thoughts, body language, cracks, positives, 24/7. In real life, you can't do that, bro. You'd have to be in a room with this person, listening to them yap all day long. And let me tell you something, that is outside the realms of moderation, and you will eventually start to hate that person because naturally it can't coexist with moderation, with real life. It's not compatible. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's important that you guys got to lock out, because you're doing things that go against the very like construction of how a human is designed to function with other elements outside of themselves. I think this message was important. You know, I wasn't really trying to step on anybody's toes. A couple of examples came to mind over the last, I shit you not, I don't know, 20 fucking dramas that have occurred in the past 6 months, and I see them all on Twitter, you know? It's like, holy hell, bro. You guys got to get a grip, man. You do. You got to get a grip and just say, okay, I am too invested into this shit. There's so much more content that I can make that doesn't involve any of this. There really is. There's always something to talk about, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. In terms of my life right now, though, like getting off of all of that, yeah, man, I'll get over this shit. I'll be better. I think shingles takes a while to get rid of it, if it ends up being it, which I'm pretty sure it is. This rash is annoying. I can't even sleep on this side because it feels like pins and needles. Ooh. And I can't see the rash yet either. I just feel it there. It feels like a tattoo damn near. So we'll see what happens with that tomorrow at the doctor visit. I'm pretty damn sure I have it. If I don't, I'll update you guys on what the hell is really going on. It's been weird because I don't have a fever. I just have like fatigue, weakness in the body. And I also had an insane fucking headache. I ain't never had a headache that damn bad, bro. It was a 10 out of 10 headache. But that's gone now that I've been taking the amoxicillin. However, that urgent care was a ripoff. I spent $180 fucking dollars just for her to tell me, Jesus. Yeah, you might want to go to another doctor and see if they know what's going on. But in the meantime, here's amoxicillin. It seems like your gums are a bit swelling, and maybe it could be, you know, correlated to that. So this will knock it out, but I don't think it's going to solve the problem. It's like, bro, what the fuck did I come see you for? I came see you so you could treat the problem. So now I got to go to another doctor tomorrow, spend another $200 just for them to tell me to get some lab work, spend more money. It's like, holy shit, bro. But I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have the financial stability to afford all this shit, no problem. It's just really annoying. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. But you know what? I'll be a dad next month. That's going to be crazy. I'll probably be updating you guys on that when it all happens. Who knows? Might pop out a week soon looking at Bubs. Bubs like she about to pop any minute. Peace, love, and happiness, though, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.
All right. That was great. That was some nice words of wisdom from Papa Smack. I think it's very important to keep in mind, like all of that it just doesn't matter as much as people think it does, straight up. The issue that you think exists are not that big when it comes to the gacha space and Twitter drama, alright? If we're talking about like other stuff like war, shit, those really matter. But yeah, it's nice to have like a decent talk, a open way to just like communicate, and I think this was nice and needed. I really hope people kind of like move away from like all of the my opinion is more important than yours and whatnot and all of that. It's just tiring, bro. It's just straight up tiring. I hope he feels better soon and he gets this disease out of him. But that was nice. It's nice to see him just. I don't know. It's kind of nice to just see someone like walking around and talking. I don't know. It's just entertaining to me. I was like, oh hell yeah, it's Sidewalk Pug. I was just seeing the car pass by. I was like, oh my god, my ADHD is being satisfied right now. Holy shit. All right. Good stuff.